Nothing but love here. Wait till you come here.
Southern smoke.
Tennessee, white, orange. My grandma from Cookville, she white and orange. Granddaddy from Allgood, he white and orange. So naturally, I got to be white and orange. My very next born, I'ma name it Peyton. Boy, girl, gotta name it Peyton. Feels like Murfreesboro at a Bonnaroo weekend. Tennessee love you, and I do mean it. See myself at a Vols game with Pat Summitt screaming against UConn. Which side are you on? Saturday, football season in Knox, Tennessee. It can be Georgia. I hope we play in Florida, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You got to come here. Nothing but love here. Wait till you come here.
Southern smoke.
Tennessee, put me in Memphis. Ballin' G, Gotti, Isaac Hayes, and 3 6s. Woo, got me thinking about Graceland, Elvis the King, and Martin Luther King. Back on I-40, the Nashville, Tennessee, where music is the mortar that paved the whole street. Take a Chattanooga choo-choo to see more Tennessee. For a beautiful sight and something good to eat. Catch the Titans on Sunday. We miss Eddie George. Steve McNair would go so hard. Where my soldiers at? In Clarksville, Tennessee. I've been around the world twice, but ain't a better place to be than... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You got to come here. Nothing but love here. Wait till you come here. Tennessee.
Grandma, man, she might be on her last 2 years. And I never really done nothing where she's from, man. You know, she from
rolling on that, but I
Tennessee.
appreciate you. I appreciate you giving us that good version of Rocky Top, though. That was tough. You had me over here for a second, thought I could freestyle. I was going hard. But hey, y'all, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Collective Unfiltered. Myself, Alexis Hornbuckle. Book, say what up to the people, man.
Yo, what's good? Y'all know what it is. Jay Boogie in the building. Mel Johnson, former Ladyboss Soccer. What's good? We have a beautiful guest in the building. It's Sarah Van Sickle Morrow from Knoxville, Tennessee. Lex, let them know who's bringing the show to us today.
Well, y'all already know. Thank you to our sponsors at Hound Dogs in Knoxville on Kingston Pike, Tennessee Tap House on Peters Road, also Orange Mountain Designs, and Just Pass It Tutoring. So thank y'all for allowing us and helping us to keep this show going and being able to connect with the people. Big shout out to all of our viewers on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Even if you just on the website, volunteerroadshow.com or thecollectiveunfiltered.com. Check us out. But we ain't gonna leave the people waiting too long. Go ahead and tell them who we got.
What's up, y'all? Let us know where y'all tuning in from. Leaving some comments. Got a great show. Got my teammate, my girl, my class, Sarah Van Sickle, as y'all know her as a Ladyboss Soccer, but now she's a married mother of 2. So Sarah Van Sickle, more, you better flip your hair, girl. But former Ladyboss Soccer, 2005 to 2009. Knoxville native, went to Farragut High School. Was it the Admirals?
Oh, yeah.
Still actually resides in Knoxville. After she graduated from the University of Tennessee, she became a personal trainer and an ambassador for multiple athletic companies. Some you might have heard of, Under Armour. How do you pronounce it? Kalia by Carrie Underwood. She founded a nonprofit boot camp for women that only provides free boot camps to women. She's experienced the highest of highs, lowest of lows, but she's continued to fight to become the best version of herself. She's done amazing work with women, women's empowerment, body image, personal training. and she's awesome. One of the best teammates I've had. Literally would run through a brick wall for me. She's one of my defenders. So, you know, me and my defenders have a special bond. So really excited to have her on the show and just kind of share her story with you guys. So Sarah, welcome to the Collective Unfiltered.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. And I think that you might have forgotten when I would run through a brick wall for you, and I might have broken your collarbone too. So I think there's a little give and take. But I appreciate you focusing on the positive of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was in the heat of the moment, you know, but nonetheless, she did not score on us. She did not.
That's right. That's right. No, I'm so honored to be here, and just to be able to see you guys again it makes my heart so full and so happy. So I mean, long story short, after soccer, you kind of just have an identity check and you wonder like what's next in your life. And I worked at Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic with some of the doctors from our team, ortho doctors from our team for a few years. And then Under Armour was having this competition, and long story short, I had torn my hamstring, so I couldn't do any like cool goal, like climb Mount Everest or something. So I got off the website. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. And then the Lord just kept speaking to me. He was like, you're going to create a goal. And finally I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to rehab my hamstring and run a 5K. Like, that's not going to be my goal. You know, like I can't, it's gotta be something big. And then finally I felt like God was like, well, this one's not going to be about you. And I was like, oh, then I'm definitely not doing it. Like, and long story short, the next few days, he just kind of revealed it. You're just going to give your time and give your talents and get women in Knoxville healthy, learning to love themselves by giving free boot camps. And so my goal is to get 30 to 60 women. And then by week 3, we had over 300. So I was like, okay, well, so I actually was one of the top 4 finalists out of the US and Canada for that. We're the 4 winners or whatever by the end of that time. And then after that, I was like, it's just time. I felt like I was stagnating at the orthopedic clinic. And so I just went on to do Beauty Hunters full time and then personal training full time starting in 2013. And so that kind of obviously sparked that whole side of me. I crave seeing women learn to love themselves, breaking the societal norms of what we're supposed to be like and how we're supposed to look and supposed to act, and just busting through those societal BS. I'm not allowed to say that, but I mean, it's just unfiltered. There you go. I mean, it's been such an honor and so cool. Like breaking, I mean, Beauty Hunters is the nonprofit that I founded, and it's still a free boot camp for women. And it's just so cool because when you make it free, you break through socioeconomic status, you break through racial barriers, age barriers, literally anything you can think of. You just come and there's something for you. So that's been pretty awesome to do during the midst of all of that. As far as like spilling the tea, I wound up falling in love for the first time when I started Beauty Hunters, and 6 months later was married, and a year later he was divorcing me, and it literally crushed every ounce of my soul. I'd gone through tons of other hardships, just with addiction, with my mom, and just so many things I can't even begin to tell you. And this was the most rock bottom I've ever had. I was in a depression for the first time in my life. There were 2 nights that I wanted to take my own life. And I've never been so low in my life. And it's crazy how God will restore you if you let him. So it's like part of me would come to God for that affirmation and just to like run to his feet. And then the other part of me was like, well, this person didn't think I was worthwhile, so I need to prove that I'm worthwhile. So I was kind of this like dual person, and just some of me would go to the Lord and some of me would go to guys. And so not by any surprise, after our divorce, a year and a half later, I was knocked up from a really classy one-night stand. And I'll never forget when Unfiltered is literally all I can really do anyway.
It's honest. Okay, sir. That's why you're here.
That's just you.
Yeah, but I mean, so before I knew it, I was 5 days late for my period. I thought for sure, there's no way. And then took a test, and I will never forget being hitting my knees, thinking I probably broke my kneecaps, to the floor, and I just bashed my head on the floor. And I literally, if I could have died right then, I would have been fine with that. I did not want to live. And then from that time on, for like 2 weeks, all I kept praying was to see blood in the toilet. All I kept praying was for a miscarriage. Like, and then I was looking at like home abortions and all of this stuff. And finally I was out on like the middle of the field, like where I used to train at Johnny Long's. It was called Johnny Long's then. And I was in the middle of the field and I was just like, I can't do this. And God was like, why can't you do this? And long story short, I was just like, because if I do this, I can't ever talk about you again. Like, I'm such a hypocrite. Like, I was like trying to like build people up. And so anyway, so then he was just like, you're going to be okay. And you're going to be able to do this. I'm not going to leave you alone. So I stood up. And from that moment on, I was like, I'm going to walk this out, whatever that looks like, whatever people think of me. I don't care. I'm going to walk it out. And there came Koa, who hands down was the best thing that has ever happened in my whole life, until like my husband, like they're pretty tied, and now my other little one. But just from there on, I mean, just learning to hustle as a single mom, and I didn't know anything else, thankfully. And so it was just my son and I just kept hustling in my job, bought us a condo, bought my first house, and it was just a little 1,000 square foot condo, but it was perfect. And long story short, met my husband, and he's just amazing. Like, loved my baby like he is his own, 110%. And now I just got knocked up again and popped out another one. And here we are today.
So, of course, amazing. Of course, you know, when we were at Tennessee, I never doubted your strength. I mean, it's crazy. For those of you that don't know, Sarah battled, what was the condition?
Myopathy.
Yes. So it came a point in our, junior year?
Yeah.
Junior year, where literally, y'all, Sarah had to submerge her entire body in an ice bath, literally to her neck for 10 minutes?
Multiple before the game for 10 minutes, and then multiple times during the game.
Like, literally, she would have to submerge her body. And we're talking like old school, like silver tub ice bath, like literally up to here before a game, so that she could literally get on the field. And sometimes she'd be on the field, I'd be looking at her, and, you know, she'd be looking at me, and I feel like she's like 5 or 10 of me. And I'm like, you good? And she's like, yeah, because she don't want to get off the field. So, of course, at that point, I knew you're strong enough to handle anything, you know, life threw at you. But, I mean, your story is incredible. So, I guess for me is, what was the most rewarding part about kind of Beauty Hunters and starting this boot camp?
Seeing the life change. Like, it wasn't even the physical stuff. Seeing people change and get healthier is a huge passion of mine. Just seeing them learn to honor their bodies and like fight, you know, what they thought some of these women would come in there. It was the other part of the stories, the women who would come in who were literally in abusive relationships, and like physically, verbally, everything. And that finally learning, okay, if I can do push-ups after a month of this, like it was just translating the physical strength into this emotional and mental strength. Watching that play out was amazing. We literally had women who would leave physically abusive relationships, finally gathered their strength too, who were surrounded by this group of women. I think it also kind of just redefined healthy female relationships for a lot of people. And so it was really watching the life change. It's almost just like people would thank me all the time. And I'm like, I learned way more from everyone else than I ever taught them, ever. So my favorite part in Beauty Hunters and the game changer, and the reason I'm still doing it unpaid year 8, you know, is because it's amazing watching a woman and what she's capable of when she has some self-esteem and confidence, and when she realizes that she can do things she didn't think she could do. Even if just like a push-up or a squat, like learning to do that, even if that one thing just clicks something in their brain to where it's like, okay, then maybe I can leave this unhealthy relationship. Maybe I can go out and start my own business. Maybe I can learn to trust other females again in friendships. And it's just, and reclaiming their health. And it's just, I can't number it just to one thing.
I can see, man. You're doing a lot, and it's a lot of good. It's a lot of good that's needed in today's world, period. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for sure for sharing your story, because that in itself takes a strong person to let people in the way you just did. So I know that our unfiltered audience definitely appreciated that. Matter of fact, somebody said, "Wow, that's hard to put out there." Bless you. So you're already speaking to the people and encouraging them, and I'm just happy that you're a lady ball for life, because then we get to brag about what we do, not in every single sport, and then after the sport and how we continue to help. So that's what's up. Man, I see.
That's cool.
For sure. Yeah. So obviously now you're in year 8. Yeah, year 8.
Yeah.
So what's on the table right now? So obviously you still have Beauty Hunters, still doing your free boot camps. What's next? Obviously, mommy and wife. So what else do you have in store?
Yeah, I can't just do mommy and wife. Like, I love that part,
of course.
I can't. So I've just learned to hustle my whole life, and I grew up really young, just with things. And so for me, COVID, I lost my job because they shut the gyms down, right? So I really didn't know what I was going to do. I was super pregnant, and when they shut the gyms down, like I was like, I'm just gonna have to trust the Lord here too. So I got creative, started doing some live Zoom workouts. The donations were like, sometimes some people would donate, sometimes not. So I just really was just trying to stay connected with people through workouts. And then I was working out till literally like the day before I popped them out. And yeah. And then after that, I mean, I was just recovering. And so now, like, I guess back in around, like, right when COVID started, I was like, okay, like, my husband and I had just I had a dream, and he's just been awesome to support it, to have my own space. And so we were like, well, how's that going to happen? And so long story short, we built out a gym in our garage, and it's just a 500 square foot garage, but I made it this really bougie, like, badass boutique gym. And it's awesome. It makes me so proud and so happy. And so we were going to start on August 1st, accepting clients again, like having them come, but COVID went crazy, of course. And so now we're monitoring it, but I want to start accepting, like, my groups back again September 1st. So as long as that goes well, we'll open that in September 1st. But you also know me. And in the meantime, I really just felt like I wanted to pull my own weight financially. And so I just started looking for houses, and we found a house that is in the historic district down in downtown Knoxville. And we're just going to restore it and bring life back to it and just see what happens from there. And so we just finished demo. We did demo in like a week and a half, which was awesome. And now it's just, I feel like I'm this, like, orchestra conductor of all the different contractors and people who have to come in and out. And it's really fun and stressful and confusing and all the things at once, but I'm learning a lot. And I love watching houses come to life. There's something about change in general. Watching something become beautiful is just so cool in any aspect, whether it's training and watching someone, like, realize how awesome they are, or houses and watching something that people think is trash or just refurbished and restored. It's just, there's something so cool about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Book. Hey, let's do something. Hey, what days are your free boot camps on? Or you're not having right now, though, right?
So COVID's put a damper in them, but one of our trainers is still leading them on Monday and Wednesday only. And it's on our website, beautyhunters.org, but it's Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at Victor Ashe Park. So we maintain all of the social distancing rules, no contact, air high fives. Like, we have cones in place that keep people 6 feet apart. They have the option to wear masks, but since you're outside and you have plenty of spacing, you don't have to. So we're trying to, like, keep it going for now. The location I was supposed to lead still has yet to get back with us, and we've only been trying to contact them since March. So
just for a little bit. So let's do this, Book. How about, I mean, it's a free boot camp. She's all about empowering and encouraging women. So if you call in 865-424-1342 and commit to going to try and better yourself, we will give away some VRS gear, some Tennessee Lady Vol or volunteer gear. You have to call in and you have to commit. I need you to go on her website, beautyhunters.com, do whatever you need to do. .org. I'm sorry, .org. Hey, y'all know I'll be messing up sometimes.
It's okay.
But go on her site, get the details. But hey, let's help each other. So this is for all my ladies. I need y'all to call in 865-424-1342. You call in, you commit to a free boot camp. You literally just have to show up. You will get free gear today. All right.
Yes.
And on top of that, you have to take a video and tag the collective Unfiltered and Sarah _ the Beauty Hunter.
Yes.
Gotta tag
That's how you know we can't cheat. Accountability. If y'all don't know about it, we're gonna show y'all how to do it. All right.
Ladyboss way.
Right. We got to see you there. You feel me?
And if you're scared based on like where you're at physically right now, I'm telling you, like you could show up and step together the whole time and no one's going to judge you. It's such a judge-free environment and you're doing more than you would on your couch at home. Right. So you have to start somewhere. So if you're worried, I promise you, like you can do push-ups on the wall. Like there is a modification for everything. We'll work on your injuries, all the things. Just show up. It can change your life. And if it doesn't, all you did was waste the gas money to get there. Right. And some time. So.
All right, y'all. Yeah. And that offer stands throughout the show. All right. Because I'm impatient. So we're not going to sit here and wait for y'all to call. But you can call and we will answer. And while you're on hold, if we're in the middle of a conversation, you can still listen to the show. So no worries there. You're not going to miss out on anything. All right.
Facts. So make sure y'all pick up your phone, call in. Let's go. So Sarah, of course, you know, we're all Lady Vols here in the building, but what do you think? Do you think being a Lady Vol played a role in obviously being a personal trainer and kind of moving forward, giving yourself that strength to kind of, you know, change lives in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, I think I've always been, I know it's going to come as a shock, a little competitive and bullheaded. Don't be shocked. But I think that when you play at such a high level and you have to do all of the things that we had to do to compete at that level, that you have no choice but to learn a different level of commitment and drive. And I mean, like when I showed up, I'll never forget my freshman year. First of all, I begged them to come and I sent them probably 60 emails telling them to come and watch me play. And it was my last attempt. This is for years in high school. I was getting like offers from so many other people. I knew I wanted to go to Tennessee. And so I wound up sending one last email to Scott, who was one of our coaches at the time. And I said, listen, we're playing here this Saturday. This is like a week away. I said, I map quested because at the time there wasn't like GPS that was cool. It was MapQuest. I said, I've attached the MapQuest like there. I said, it says it's going to take you 12 minutes and 14 seconds to get there. Like I did everything. I go, here's all I'm asking for. I said, we're on this field. Come. I said, if you don't like what you see in the first 5 minutes, leave. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'll never email you again. So finally they showed up and then I went to camp and I did pretty well at camp. And then they asked me to commit. And since it was so late because they didn't get their act together soon enough, they wound up just asking me to just commit. And from then on, like, I mean, it was where I wanted to be and I would fight. I remember in preseason, I went up to Ange because after I was around, I didn't know what to expect. And then when I was around all these people, our coach, I was like, I pulled her aside after the first few days. I said, tell me where you want me to play and I'll play there. I said, just tell me where. I said, I promise you I can play with these girls. I said, because I knew that she had preconceived notions. She never, ever looked locally to recruit. Right. And so I hustled and I weaseled my way into the starting lineup. And I mean, from then on, I mean, you go after what you want, period. And end of story. If you want something, you fight for it. And I've always been like that, but at UT, I had to learn just a different level of that. And then, when my health issues started junior year, that was a whole different animal because instead of just muscling through and fighting like I'm used to doing, I had to like sit and fight and try and find a way to bring life to my teammates without like wanting to like shoot myself in the face at the same time. So it was just, I think any way I could have been tested, I was tested. And when you're tested in so many different aspects, I'm thankful for it now. I hated it then. I hated it. But now, I mean, it taught me humility. It taught me to cheer people on, even if I can't be in that position. Like, it taught me just a whole different kind of strength that I've used in multiple situations. I think I might have, at those moments where I was ready to leave this world, I think that I would have given up if I hadn't built the strength that I built through, I mean, my whole life, but especially, through college, like, I don't think that I would have the strength to push through as a single mom. I mean, it's like, and any of the single moms listening, you're freaking amazing, because now, like, I've got this 12-week-old and I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it was like to be a single mom, because it was so hard. And now I'm like, I can't do this alone. Like, who was I then? So you're amazing. And, like you're just, I have so much respect. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's not a long story short because I just rambled, but yes, I learned a hell of a lot being a Lady Vol. It just forms this depth of a strength inside of you and this resilience inside of you, not just from the games, but from all the mental crap we have to go through and all the, like, everything along the board, emotional, like, and I mean, it's just, it's in us, like, it's just in us. Like, that's part of who we are. And no one can ever take that Lady Vol mentality out of us, no matter what. Like, that's why it's so cool watching you guys and watching how people have just dug through and succeeded in these aspects, because you're like, of course they are. They're freaking Lady Vols. Like, there's no other option,
Anyway.
Absolutely. D-Lo said on Facebook, first of all, he said, let's go, ladies. And then he was just saying that's the carryover effect, transferable skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, D-Lo, dang. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world.
Oh, most
legitimately.
Yeah, for sure. I think literally, and I'm throwing Bobby in this, all four of us consider D-Lo one of our most favorite people in the world. So big shout out to Derek Furlow.
Yes.
We gotta get D-Lo back on the show for sure.
Oh yeah, D-Lo, you coming back on. So
remember y'all call in
real quick, book.
What's up?
Oh, go ahead, my bad. You was about to say call in.
No, I was just saying, remember you got to the end of the show to call in and attend a free boot camp for my females in Knoxville. And you will get some volunteer Lady Vol merchandise. So call in.
Yep. So I was going to say, during your time, because Boog and I have this conversation all the time, of course, because we were like thick as thieves in college, So I was always at soccer games. She's always at basketball games. We're training together. I'm watching y'all train sometimes just to watch y'all. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, Jay, what time you practice? All right, I'm coming to watch. Like, that's it. So how was it for you when it came to like other sports and friendships outside of the soccer team?
I got really close with a lot of the swimmers and because I lived with Brittany Nada one of the years. And so I got really close to a lot of the swimmers, and then I freaking loved the volleyball team too. I really loved everyone because I was so involved. Like, after I got saved, like summer after my freshman year, I was so involved in FCA that I got to meet and get close to everybody, like, I don't think that I gravitated just more towards one sport or one person. I think I've kind of always been like that. Like, I never like really like ever would just fit in this clique of people. I just kind of like am friends with everyone. But I also had problems like when I was in college, and really a lot of my life just from how I grew up, in ways of just getting really close to people. So that's one of my regrets of college, is I really feel like I wound up pouring into so many people, but I didn't let a lot of people in. Right. So I stayed pretty guarded. I mean, I would recount things of my life for people and they knew kind of what I was going through. But as far as like really cultivating these deep, like ironclad friendships, I just wasn't equipped to do that. I know now how to, but at the time I didn't know how to connect without being scared of having all your eggs in one basket. So I think that also made it easier for me to just be friends with everyone, because like I said, one of my biggest regrets is just not going deeper and allowing people in more, like in a real level, other than just recounting my story, like really letting myself depend on other people, you know?
I will for sure say, yeah, I can't say we limited ourselves to each other's sports because our parties were epic and they included everybody.
That's right.
It's all inclusive. We've always been all inclusive, y'all, and now we're LGBTQ plus, and so now we got to be all inclusive.
Yes.
But I think that's also though I think that's just part of growth and kind of the beautiful thing about being able to look back on college and, not necessarily a regret, but things that, you've grown from and you learned. And, of course there were things we all didn't do in college. We were like, sheesh. But, but I think like Lex said, just, and, you as well, just like the bond that you have with so many people, just being a Lady Ball was crazy. Like, even now, like, of course, you got three of us on here. D-Lo's been on. We see D-Lo all the time. So it's just like, and obviously we've had multiple Lady Vols on the show. So it's really cool just to have that bond and that, that connection. It's just as a Lady Vols family always.
For sure. For sure.
So that's definitely dope.
Amazing.
Lex, we got anything on YouTube? Got any questions?
We don't. Jarnell, what's up, man? Shout out. Appreciate it. Jarnell Stokes said he loves the show. Go Vols. That's how it's just a family thing. And I feel sorry for anybody that didn't go to the University of Tennessee.
I do too.
I will strongly and biasly hold that opinion for life. For life. Okay, because we are definitely a family. It's funny because my girlfriend ain't really get it. She went to Wake Forest. She played basketball at Wake Forest. All right. And, it's like, oh, yeah, my teammates are people who go to college, but she sees, because we've been together for almost 5 years now, so she sees, like, the true friendships, the true family atmosphere when you're a Lady Ball or a volunteer. Like, it doesn't matter if we're going back to support Lady Ball basketball, if we're going to do an event, if we're just, in Knoxville. It's just the love that's shown and given from one of us to another one of us, as well as the fans. So if y'all don't know, for all of my little youngins, and y'all want to pick a good school and end up with great friends and family-like environment, go Vols. That's all I got to say to that. But we really don't have any questions. People have just kind of been tuning in, basically telling us that we're doing a good job and a great show and that Sarah's strong. And so, I mean, that's pretty much it. Are y'all real calm tonight? Is there a full moon or something? Like, what's happening?
I know, right?
Probably like there's too much of this going on with Sarah, so we're gonna try and not have her like come through the screen.
Man, I doubt that. Hey, if y'all got any questions for our guest Sarah or ourselves, anything about anything, let us know. If not, Sarah, we always give our guests an opportunity to share their platforms, their goals, how people can reach you, follow you, and how our platform can help you and the platforms that you're on.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sarah with an H _ the Beauty Hunter is my Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. I also have a Facebook page that's Sarah Van Sickle Morrow, but I have a website, upliftedtraining.net. And I do online programs. I haven't done them for literally like 1 year now from the summer because I was juggling other hats. But we have old programs on there that we put on sale all the time. They're incredible workouts. You get a ton. I mean, if you can't afford a personal trainer, that's the way to go because I take you through all the workouts. But other than that, email upliftedtraining@gmail.com. If you want to watch our restoration of this house downtown, I decided people were asking me to start a page for it on Instagram. So it's at Uplifted Restoration and it's pretty cool. I had to make it private because we've had some neighbor trolls who have been like trolling our account because you always have to have haters in there.
Oh yeah.
So just make sure that if you try and add to it, just shoot me a message on that account and I'll find it and just say, hey, I saw you on the show and I'll add you immediately. But other than that, that's really the easiest way to get a hold of me. And I mean, nothing is off limits. I think one of the things that is my favorite thing to do, and you'll notice if you go to my Instagram, is to be transparent about the reality of women's bodies, especially post-birth, and what that's like and the expectations of that and how they're complete BS and how our bodies are beautiful and they're going to change. And so I do a lot on there, whether it's my stories or my page in general, just exposing the lies of what we look like, including like just like social media tactics to create illusions versus what our bodies really do look like. So if you struggle with body image, you'll be pretty refreshed because I show you all the things on there of what it really looks like versus posed, and it'll just blow your mind. So I encourage any of you who are wrestling with, you know, like comparing yourselves to others on social media or just wrestling with what your body looks like post baby or in general to check it out, because you're my favorite people, because I really want you to learn to love all of what you've got, like the cellulite, the rolls, all of it, because we're here for one life. And so obviously body image is something that I'm really passionate about as someone who struggled with bulimia for almost 10 years. So get free and break free from how society sees you. Like I had to do that plug because it's something I care very much about.
Absolutely. And I think, I mean, obviously I think that's important. I mean, you know, Lex and I, we're both personal trainers as well. So, you know, especially for women, you know, body image and women's empowerment means a lot to us. You know, for us, we were fortunate to be, you know, for me, a huge like idol. I think I speak for Lex too, is Heather. I mean, Heather was incredible.
Yes.
I mean, till this day, like I still give her so much credit for my career. But she also gave me kind of that confidence, just, you know, coming from the weight room and personal training and just being a strong female. And having that you know, someone that works so closely with you and believes so much in you as an athlete. You know, I carry a lot of kind of how Heather motivated me. I carry that a lot into how I train.
Yeah,
You know, just motivate
sure.
people. You know, it's not easy, but at the same time, know that like I'm gonna do it with you, or I'm gonna be right here. So, no, definitely. I mean, I think that's huge. You know, just being able to especially help women and really give them the strength to, you know, or to let them know that they have the strength within them. They just gotta, you know, find it and be able to use it. So, no,
Right.
that's really dope. And a lot of women struggle with it, you know. And like you
Yeah.
said, I mean, social media is it's a gift and a curse. You
Yep.
know, you're able to hide so much and put up so much of a facade on social media,
Yes.
but it's definitely
Filters, like there are apps I didn't even know about. Apparently there's an app called Facetune where you can literally like cut part of your body off. Like you can like make your waist look like this. Like you can make your boobs look huge, which I'll definitely be using when I'm done breastfeeding. Like, you know, just so many tricks to make yourself look awesome. No, I mean, it's just crazy. And I guess something that hits home so hard is that like this self-hatred that we as women have that just broods inside of us. Like it's nuts, because how much you hate yourself now, it's like, if you think about how you thought of yourself 10 years ago, most people who struggle with body image, they hated themselves then. And you're looking back at pictures like, damn, I want to be back there again. Like I would be fine being there. But when you were there, you hated yourself. So it's like, are you getting it? It's like, what happens 10 years from now? You're going to wish that you had the body you have now, but you spent all that freaking time hating yourself. Like, when are we going to figure out how to stop this cycle? Like, before you know it, we're going to be 70 or 80 and be like, God, I wish I was younger. Like, I wish that I hadn't wished my whole life away, wishing I looked different or hating myself so much, you know? I think that goes for kind of anything, you know, like, why do we wish so many things away when we're going to wish we had it in a few years, you know?
for sure.
Even the sucky stuff, you know?
It's a part of life. It's a part of growth, right? And we can't really pour into people if we're not okay where we're at, if we're not self-loving, if we're not self-educating, if we're not uplifting self, or at least surrounding ourselves with people who can do that for us, or help us, because you want to be able to uplift yourself at the end of the day. Take it from somebody who, I struggle with anxiety and depression, so sometimes it feels impossible to uplift yourself. Shout out to my girlfriend and Boog. Boog knows, like I'll call her like, hey Boog, what you doing? And then she's like not doing that, I'm like, can you call me?
Yes.
We might just sit on the phone, or we might talk about something. We might be working on something, but whatever it is, I encourage all y'all to do what she says. Like, number one, be aware of who you are and love it. Work on it if you really do want to work on it, but don't wish it. Don't say, I want to lose 10 pounds, but you eat terrible, or you never work out and you're every day talking about you want to lose weight. Hey, listen, I'm guilty of that. Matter of fact, I'm guilty of that in the past week and a half. I got to get back to working out. Okay. But
watch my IG story every day. It'll motivate you.
yeah, Bug motivates me. Sometimes I watch Bug and I just feel like I worked out, so that's enough. But on a serious note, man, reach out. I mean, all three of us Ladyboss, hey, reach out to us. You know, y'all can catch us any social media. We can help y'all. We can, offer advice. You might just scroll down our pages or websites and see something that helps to motivate you as a person. So we
got 2 last minute questions though, real quick.
All right, let's bust it.
All right, first one, which is great because it's a great kind of segue or spinoff of what y'all are talking about. Brianna commented, hey Sarah, what advice would you give someone about mental health and taking care of yourself? I know a lot of college athletes dealing with mental health trials and tribulations. Your story is awesome. What would you say to those people?
3 words: get in therapy. Get in therapy. Therapy, it has this horrible stigma around it. And I think Gen Z is starting to change that. But for our generation, especially for the generations above us, therapy has such a nasty stigma attached to it. Well, let me just tell you, therapy kept me from killing myself. In college, I went to therapy. Kristen, for the first time in my whole life, they made me go to her because my mom was relapsing so much and she almost died. It's just, they made me go to her and I didn't want to go. And she was the first person that I admitted to that I was bulimic. Like, I mean, there is so much freedom in talking to somebody who's just a neutral third party. And it sucks. Like, it sucks having to open yourself up and let them see the skeletons, but it's a safe place. And they are able to help give you pointers that you can't see, because when you're in the muck of your own like mental health issues, when you're in there, you can't see outside of that. Like, you can't. It's not like, and when people tell you like, you're going to be fine, just go do something fun or distract yourself. Like, you don't get it. Like, just like Lex said, there are times you cannot pull yourself out, like literally can't. And so you've got to have someone in your corner who's going to be able to talk to you. Like, depression meds and anxiety meds aren't enough. They're amazing tools, but you've got to dig down to why you're feeling all that. And so therapy, like, let's normalize therapy. And shoot, if you're healthy and don't have any mental health issues, go to therapy. Like, it's so essential to keep yourself in check, because you're going to go through stuff. So it's like, when you do go to therapy, my husband and I last year, we had just gotten married. We were sold my condo, bought this fixer upper house that we're in now. I mean, I don't think either of us had used a hammer before. Like, I mean, it was, he had changed jobs. You want to talk stressful. Like, so we went to therapy for 5 months, paid $500 a month, which I was pissed about because I'm a budgeter, but it was the best money I've ever spent. And if your reason is, well, I can't afford that. Well, you can't afford not to. I'll promise you that. And I will never forget one of my spiritual mentors. She was like, when I was telling her I didn't want to pay for therapy for Tyler and I, she was like, well, do you have student loans? I was like, yeah. And she was like, do you have a car payment? I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, how much more worth it is it to go in debt to save your marriage or to save your own mental health? Then she goes, I would go in debt before I would go without therapy. Like, if we're okay getting in debt to just have something to drive around in and have like student loans that half of us don't even use, then how much more worthwhile is it? Get you a freaking credit card and put it on it, because guess what? You're not going to be able to even pay any of your bills if you can't like see past the clouds, right? Like, or if you're not here, like, to see it, which I've been at that door of death before. Like, it's super, obviously I'm passionate about it because it saved me out of multiple places. I had to go to therapy a year after I had co-op, because I kept trying to muscle through. And finally I was like, I have postpartum depression and I'm not dealing with it, and it's getting worse, and everyone hates me right now. Like, I was not fun to be around. I hated going anywhere. I just isolated myself. So yeah, I mean, talking to people and friends about it's huge, but having someone who's a professional to talk to about it, who can potentially, if you have chemical imbalances, provide you some antidepressants. I was on antidepressants for about 2 months and I kept pushing off. In those 2 months, that little bit helped normalize my brain chemistry enough to where I felt like I could survive the day and maybe go out in public other than my job. You know, so yeah, that would be my suggestion, is to be gentle with yourself and just to love yourself enough that no matter how much money it will cost you, no matter what, like, get into therapy. Yeah.
A lot of therapists do work with you too. A lot of therapists, you know, give you a certain amount of time to pay, or if you have health insurance, check that, because especially if it's through your job, sometimes, oftentimes that's actually paid for. So yeah, just do your education of either your healthcare or whatnot, and do it. It works. It works for sure. But what's our last question we got?
I definitely like what you said though about normalizing and kind of getting rid of that stigma with therapy, because I agree. Like, I mean, like you said, I know people that go to therapy once a week, like clockwork, just like they go to get their nails done or get their hair done, because it's something that literally saves their life, saves their marriage. So I definitely agree with that. All right, last question from our girl Maria. She's in the building. What's up? Maria, simply put, said, why are so many former Ladyboss so successful in all arenas? I think it's just because
that's what being a Ladyball is.
Right.
We just successful. I'm so successful because we're just successful. I don't know. You're not. I mean, let's be honest. Like, how many seasons, Jay, have you been in that you were like, what the hell am I doing? You know, like, there, just because you get to a certain level, like, doesn't mean you've been there ever since college. Like, I had a lot of growing to do. I had times when I barely had $1 to my name. I had times where I didn't know where my next client was going to come from. When I literally, I'll never forget, I was at the checkout, like a few years after I was working at the orthopedic clinic at Earth Fair. I'd gotten all this healthy stuff. I didn't budget then. I didn't care. Like, and I was at checkout. I had like $400, probably $300 worth of groceries, and it got declined. I was like, oh, let me go get my other card out of my car, and I got the hell out of there. And I'll never like forget thinking about people who were probably sitting there being like, okay, is she coming back? No, I'm a horrible person and I'm embarrassed. Like, you know, they're just, and not only that, but I mean, I think we can all attest to the fact that there are just times when life sucks and when success isn't there, but the success isn't measured by how much money's in our bank account or whether our job's thriving. It's honestly measured by whether we keep pushing through or not. You know, like, I could have quit after COVID, like, and I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, maybe this is just it then. I'll just be a stay-at-home mom and like, and knit or something. Like, I'm just kidding. Stay-at-home moms are freaking awesome. And I commend you, like, big time, because being around kids all day sucks sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I think we've all had times where you're going to quit, but success is just not quitting. Like, you know, and I think that it looks like just because we've like toiled so long and so hard, and D-Lo knows this, if he's still listening, like, he is my speed dial for anything business, anything that I'm about to. I called him before we even thought about getting that house. I called him like with every decision I've made pretty much. And he always tells me, like, if you're not taking a risk, then you're doing it wrong, you know? And even with this house, Tyler and I were like, we could fall on our faces. We could, I mean, literally not make a dime. Okay, then we learned something, you know, we tried. So I think success is so different for so many people, but I think we've all had so many failures, and the few successes have like been what's been so rewarding. But yeah.
No, I mean, trust me, me and Lex have this conversation damn near weekly, just about, you know, the grind. Obviously, she's kind of, what are we, going into your second full year retirement? First?
Yeah, COVID was my first year of retirement, buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good time to get out.
Right. Yeah.
But we do, I mean, for me, I mean, now I'm 4 years into being an entrepreneur and doing my own business, and literally I'm just now at the point where I'm like, you know, kind of really getting it going, and, you know, just even for me, like Sarah, like my next step is just getting my own space, like just have my own. I want a field and just give me a little building right next to a field and I'm good. But no, definitely. I mean, the struggles, I mean, of course, financially, I've been there with the, like, looking in my bank account, like, something got to give. So, no, I certainly understand, like, I mean, you know, been there, done that. So, but it's just, like you said, it's not giving up. It's continuing to push and stay true to your dreams and what you really want. So, definitely love it. Maria said, thank you, Sarah, for your message. You are saving lives. People need to know it's okay to ask for help. Ashley Dalton said, love you, Sarah. Proud of you, sis.
Oh, I love her.
But yeah, I mean, Lex, what else you got?
Like today has been a great show. We laughed. You helped educate our audience. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time with your two kids. We were joking, but you know, she does have to get back to her kids so they don't feel neglected. But we're gonna go ahead and head on out. So again, thank you to everyone who's watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or just on our website at thevolunteerroadshow.com. Thank you to a huge thank you to our sponsors, Hound Dogs of Knoxville and Kingston Pike, and Tennessee Tap House on Peters Road. So if you are in Knoxville, call in, pick up, have it delivered. You know, support small businesses, and y'all go support who is supporting us. And also to Terry Holder at Orange Mountain Designs, where I get all of my Ladyball gear.
Y'all love it. Hey, Terry, though, we need some of these guys.
You gotta come. The light is too bright. You gotta, wait, stay right there. Go back. Right there.
I need one of those.
Can we get that, Terry or Maria, if you're watching, and I'll text Terry right after this. We need that with the Ladyball logo.
Okay, I'll send you a picture to send to her.
Hey, Bobby, we get that made, though?
Yeah, can we get some of these?
We might be able to do that.
Logo. We need Ladyball logo. This is Junk Brands. You can go on the website. I got like 3 or 4. There's like a camo one with a power T. I got a black and orange one.
Here go Boog bragging. I'm trying to find.
I'm saying I'm giving ideas. I'm sparking inspiration. Like,
all right, my
creative brains to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna do this anyway. All right. And then just pass the tutoring.
Yes, just pass it. Mr. Nelson Garcia out. His home base is in Miami, Florida. So if you're trying to get actual one-on-one, he does set that up, but also K through 12 tutoring, SAT, ACT, and PSAT prep. You can do that remotely. So you do not need to be in Florida to access that. Let them know that the Collective Unfiltered sent you. All right. So thank y'all for listening in. Sarah, do you have anything to say before we're out? And if not, Boog, take us out.
Nope. Sarah, I love you so much. Go Ladyboss.
We love you too. Thank you, Sarah. Obviously, Ladyboss Soccer, amazing teammate, great friend. Thank everybody for tuning in. If you missed the whole episode, it'll be posted. We'll repost it on our pages. But once again, thank you. Make sure you guys follow Sarah at beautyhunters.org. Also,
upliftedtraining.net, and really just my Instagram if you want to connect.
And her Instagram, Sarah_the Beauty Hunter. So please reach out, especially if you're in the Knoxville area. We love you guys. We'll see y'all next Monday. And remember, be unfiltered in your truth.
Yep.